I'm really delighted to be here, and I just want to give it up to Fernando because I think that presentation is just one of the best I've seen on any market. So I think it's really, really good, and he's done a fabulous job of laying out the case for the strong relationship that the U.S. and Mexico have. And so I think what I'll do with my presentation is not go into any of the data, any statistics, any industries, but kind of let you know, now that Fernando's laid the groundwork for showing the case for getting into Mexico, how you might go about doing it and knowing what resources are available to you when you want to make that next step. And I think one thing I picked up from that presentation is I need to bring my smartphone with my map enabled, right, to Mexico. Okay. Unless I want to walk lots. So I want to give you a quick overview of what it is that my agency does and why we exist, at least for the next 4 days in case the government shuts down, hopefully not. In any case, don't go there, right? Why do we export? Well, we have an export promotion agency. That's my agency in the International Trade Administration of the Commerce Department. The U.S. government funds us because exports are, of course, a very important local economic development function. They create lots of jobs in the U.S. The vast majority of the market for U.S. products are outside of this country. Companies that are engaged in international trade are generally paying higher wages, they're growing more quickly, they're getting into other markets. As Fernando said, if a company is doing business in Mexico, they're very likely then to springboard into the rest of Latin America. Companies that are engaged in global markets have a lot of influence over international trends and standards. So for example, if you are doing business in Mexico in a particular sector, let's say clean tech, you're in solar, you're in wind, you're in some kind of renewable energy sector, if you're engaged in that market, you may also have some influence over the future standards that Mexico puts in place that will impact your company and be advantageous to your business there. So the U.S. Commercial Service, we've been around since 1980, so we've been around a little while. We specifically focus on the export of U.S. goods and services, primarily by small and mid-sized companies. So we do not ever turn away the large multinational anchor tenants of Silicon Valley, of course, but given that most of the companies in the U.S. are small businesses, that is where we focus our services. So this is a little bit of an eye chart, and I apologize for that. But just to kind of give you a sense of where the offices overseas of my agency are located, this is the list here. So we operate in, as you can see, dozens and dozens of overseas markets. Our offices are located at the U.S. embassies and consulates in those locations. So, when you are working with us and you are working, with our office in Guadalajara, understand that our staff are located there at the consulate, and that they have a lot of excellent local business contacts and market knowledge to assist your company in that region. Apart from the overseas offices that we staff, we also have a large domestic presence in the United States. In the Bay Area, we have offices in, my office here in San Jose, we have San Francisco, Oakland, the North Bay, and Sacramento. But across the U.S., we have about 100 offices. So I have a couple slides on Mexico and our work there. So Mexico, as you probably would not be surprised to know, is one of our larger operations that we have globally. I think Mexico, probably China, and India would be the top markets where our staff are located. We do staff 3 offices in Mexico through the embassy and the consulate offices. And you can find out more information about what we are doing in Mexico there at our website. So to give you kind of a sampling of the types of questions that come into our office every day, there's a wide range. It's sometimes very technical, standards-based questions. How do I fill out this form? But by and large, and of course we can assist with that, but by and large the questions are, you know, I have this great new product. It's an infrastructure development product, and you know, I'm a small business. I've been in business for some time. I'm successfully doing business in the United States. However, I want to get into the Mexican market, but I simply do not have any contacts. I've been approached by various people that say they want to represent my company there, but I cannot do any due diligence. I'm a small company. Where do I start? So those are, by and large, the types of questions that we get, including all these other ones as well. So to assist a company who comes to us with the scenario that I just mentioned, there are a couple of, there's a long list of services that I could go through, but in the interest of time and your attention, I will just focus on a couple of them. But the goal key matching service, the title is really not that important. The main idea is that if you're a small business, it's sort of like a customized miniature trade mission for your company. So you basically come to us, you fill out a short questionnaire, 2 pages, and it helps us, me, and my colleagues in Mexico to identify suitable potential business partners for you there. Because as a small business, and I think Fernando mentioned this, whether it's Mexico or it's Canada or it's Ghana or it's France, China, very difficult to do business directly with that market from your office here in the Bay Area. You really have got to have somebody on the ground in the market representing you to take advantage of the opportunities when they arise. But how do you go about finding those people? This is what this service achieves for U.S. companies. So we assist the U.S. firm in identifying suitable potential business partners. The embassy staff do this for you, and you then travel to Mexico, and you join usually 1 or 2 days of meetings that are pre-arranged by the embassy and pre-screened. So that is the Gold Key service. And International Company Profile is a similar related service. However, this is more of like a background check on a foreign company. So this is part of your corporate due diligence. And this is a formal report that the U.S. Embassy will do on a foreign company. We check their bank references, we go and interview them, we give you background information on the principles of the company, we ask the company for customer references and so forth. So this can be done on any foreign company. It's available in all of our offices around the world. And I highly, we have many clients that will not sign agreements or sign on representatives for their business until they've done this first. So this is available to you as well. So this is for those of you interested in resources available for IP protection. There's a little slide on that, and I'll be happy to provide my presentation afterwards if you'd like the links. So I wanted to raise a couple of trade events and let you know that we have a variety of seminars and trainings that are going on. I picked a few that were related to Mexico that we have coming up. The first 2, I believe, are webinars, and the link there is just below the list. We also have a number of archived webinars and podcasts that you can link on, that you can go to and download that are a variety of subjects. They cover different industry sectors, what the forecast is for certain sectors, how to navigate the customs regime in Mexico, how to handle logistics and that sort of thing. So all of that is available to you. Most of it's free. Sometimes there's a nominal charge of $20 or $30, something like that. But there are a couple coming up. There's one actually today, on the 27th. But there's also one later in October that we're doing a series in Mexico on Mexico's 6-year plan as far as infrastructure opportunities. So you may want to log into that. And then the others are trade shows that our staff in Mexico, we have an official U.S. pavilion at some of these shows coming up. Now I wanted to let you know about something we're very excited about. We have a new Commerce Secretary. Penny Pritzker, and she is going to be leading her first trade mission to Mexico. It's coming up in November, and it's going to be Mexico City and Monterrey. We're really excited about this. It's the first mission. She's just been confirmed about a few weeks ago, and her very first trip outside of the country on an official trade mission is going to be to Mexico, and we're thrilled about that. So we've received a lot of interest on behalf of companies to join this, and sometimes we get questions from small businesses, oh, these trade missions are just for big companies. No, they are not just for big companies. As I said, our focus is really on small, medium-sized businesses. So if you are seriously considering the Mexican market, I would highly encourage you to consider joining this trade mission. I believe, yes, at the bottom there you have the link to more information about it. Obviously if you're traveling with the secretary, you're going to get very high-level appointments. You're going to be getting into some fabulous meetings. You're going to be meeting very highly placed and well-connected people. It's a really great opportunity if you're serious about the Mexican market. Coming up in November, and I think the deadline is September 30th. They usually move that around a little bit, but just know that it's coming up really quick. This is just about, all the great stuff about us, which I'll skip this slide. So I wanted to give you a little short video. Now this was a video, we did not produce this video, it's a 3-minute video that a client of our office here in the Bay Area put together. And it just sort of talks about, it kind of, in their words, talks about how they have used our services to get their products around the world.
There are about 10 of us who make our living building art. We build large glass installations for architectural spaces, and the Commerce Department helps us export those around the world. My big break came when architect Frank Gehry asked me to do a sculpture for a project in Berlin. Until then, I've been making small blown glass pieces. This installation had elements the size of cars. This trial by fire both forced our creative approach and forced our business to mature. The FDA helped us to master the book and spot books. So our story isn't so much about how or why we started exporting. It's about how we got so much better at it with the help of the Commerce Department. And as a young enterprise, all our work was word of mouth, which is certainly flattering, but as you grow and business becomes larger, it's a dangerous plan to replace the hardware. Our challenge is to find the needle in a haystack, to find a client who wants to buy a sculpture the size of a plane, but who might be anywhere in the world. And with only one administrative person, you can actually make them an expert in every possible international market.
I think of the Commerce Department as our worldwide satellite market. Something that's never happened.
And it's not just about getting your foot in the door. In Tokyo, I didn't speak Japanese. I didn't appreciate all the cultural cues, so having someone there to recalibrate my impressions was huge. Meetings that I thought had tanked, he explained were quite positive, and 6 months later, we had a signed contract.
Through the Commerce Department's Gold Key Service, we've had meetings in 8 cities on 3 continents, and our business is growing every year. In the past 2 years, over 70% of our business is as a direct result of our relationship with the Commerce. Before the Commerce Department, international sales were almost 20% of our business. By 2011, exports outpaced domestic by 93%, and in 2012, that rose to 95%. Under our success, we were awarded an Export Achievement Certificate by industry. Before all this, we had 6 projects in Singapore and 1 in Shanghai. Since we came with the government, we now have projects in India, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Malaysia, and are working with architects and designers in 4 international cities to negotiate projects in 5 new countries.
Our advice for small businesses like ours, don't just make these too small as themselves. It's amazing what they've done.
Be patient. Building a network of global connections takes time. It's a collaborative process. Work hard in the Commerce Department to help you through the unknowns. The Commerce Department has more resources than you'd expect. know their markets, and why they succeed.
Remember, American creativity is something that people value.